If you search official United States military maps, there is a strange absence in the Nevada desert, an empty space where nothing is labeled, nothing is acknowledged, and nothing officially exists. Yet every weekday morning, unmarked white buses leave Las Vegas before sunrise, carrying thousands of engineers, technicians, and security staff toward a destination they are legally forbidden to name. This location sits inside one of the most heavily restricted airspaces on Earth. Pilots call it a black hole in the sky. Commercial aircraft must divert hundreds of miles around it, and even U.S. Air Force pilots require special clearance to enter. From the ground, the land looks silent and empty, but silence here is carefully controlled. The origins of this base trace back to the early Cold War, a time when the United States feared Soviet bombers could reach American cities without warning. Radar systems were weak, missiles were unreliable, and the U.S. desperately needed aircraft that could see without being seen. Military planners searched for a testing ground so remote that mistakes could be hidden and failures could be erased. Nevada's deserts offered isolation, existing military control, and miles of empty land. Construction began quietly, with no public announcement and no official name. For decades, the base was funded through black budgets, money accrued by Congress without details. Even lawmakers voting on the funds often had no idea where the money was going. On paper, the base did not exist, yet its budget grew every single year. Inside massive hangars, engineers developed aircraft with sharp angles and strange surfaces designed to scatter radar waves. These designs were decades ahead of public aviation technology, created using physics most civilians had never heard of. Some of America's most famous stealth aircraft were tested here in absolute secrecy. Pilots flew at night, ground crews worked under floodlights, and every scrap of material was guarded. When these aircraft were finally revealed to the public years later, they changed modern warfare overnight. Secrecy, however, always breeds rumors. Residents living miles away reported silent lights crossing the sky at impossible speeds. Air traffic controllers logged radar returns that appeared and vanished without explanation. For years, the U.S. government denied everything. Officials claimed the lights were weather balloons, stars, or misidentified aircraft. There was no base, no testing, and nothing unusual happening in the desert. That denial began to crack in the 1990s, when lawsuits from former workers exposed health problems linked to toxic materials burned at the site. For the first time, the government quietly admitted the base's existence, without explaining what actually happened there. Even today, officials avoid speaking its name in public. Press briefings deflect questions, maps remain incomplete, and satellite images are intentionally blurred or outdated. The base exists officially, but only in the smallest legal sense. What makes this place unsettling is the time gap between development and disclosure. Technology tested here in the 1970s only became public in the 1990s. That raises a disturbing question. What kind of technology is being tested there right now? Military analysts believe experimental hypersonic aircraft, advanced drones, and next-generation surveillance systems are operating far beyond public knowledge. Some projects may never be revealed at all. Employees live under extreme rules. No personal devices, no photos, no discussion, even with family members. Many workers say they can describe their job duties, but not where they perform them. Satellite imagery shows the base expanding steadily over the years. New runways longer than commercial airports, reinforced hangars, and signs of underground facilities built to survive attack. Because the base officially does not exist, normal oversight becomes complicated. Environmental laws, local regulations, and public accountability operate differently, or sometimes not at all. During periods of global tension, activity around the base noticeably increases. Aircraft movements spike at night, security tightens, and temporary flight restrictions expand even further. The reality is unsettling but simple. The most advanced military technology on Earth is developed in places the public is not meant to see, funded by money the public cannot track. This base represents the hidden backbone of national defense, where innovation, secrecy, and risk intersect far away from public debate. And as long as this base officially does not exist, the most important question remains unanswered. How much of the future is already flying silently above us, tested in the desert, where nothing is supposed to be there?